Apart from India and Pakistan, Afghanistan has also come up with an unpleasant news where a latest report by the United Nations has revealed that a record number of Afghan civilians were killed in 2018 due to the long-time insurgency prevailing in Afghanistan. Suicide attacks and aerial operations each caused the most civilian casualties ever recorded by the UN assistance mission in Afghanistan. Also, ground engagements, mainly between pro-government forces and anti-government groups, remain the second leading cause of civilian casualties. We have a report.
A United Nations report released this week revealed that the year 2018 recorded the highest number of deaths of Afghan civilians due to stepped-up aerial attacks between US-led forces and suicide bombings by Taliban. The report specifically mentions that 3,804 civilians were killed in 2018. Among them, the highest ever recorded numbers of children were killed. Almost 1,000 boys and girls lost their lives due to armed conflict in the same year. The actual number is 927. In total, there were 10,993 civilian casualties, including both killed and injured in 2018. The United Nations expressed its deep concerns regarding growing insurgency in Afghanistan. The UN envoy Tatamichi Yamamoto called the increase in civilian casualties deeply disturbing and wholly unacceptable. It is pertinent to mention here that hundreds and thousands of Afghans have also been displaced by the conflict prevailing between the insurgents and the government. The displacement has happened both within and beyond the country's borders.
We are concerned about the significant increase in civilian casualties from aerial operations, mainly by international forces. There was a large increase of more than 60% in civilian casualties caused by this tactic in 2018.
The chief of UNAMA Human Rights, Richard Bennett, reiterated that there is an urgent need to take concrete steps in order to bring peace on Afghan land. It is high time to put an end to this human misery and tragedy, and the best way to halt the killings and maiming of civilians is to stop the fighting.
All parties need to take immediate and additional concrete steps to stop a further escalation in the number of civilians harmed and lives, livelihoods, and communities destroyed. They must comply with international humanitarian law and international human rights law. The UN stands ready to intensify its work with all parties to assist them in taking the steps needed to halt the number of Afghan civilians killed and maimed from spiraling even further.
The report has come at a time when the US peace envoy Zalmay Khalilzad is intensifying efforts to find a peaceful solution to the 17-year war. The latest rounds of peace talks that were held this week signal that the two sides are looking to hammer out a timeline and logistic for a potential troop withdrawal, and as well as guarantees that the Taliban will not host militant groups as the US winds down its presence.